Hello, I'm Stacy of Stacy Wills Artistry, and it's Sunday, and I'm getting ready to do my first pour of the day, and I have mixed up some fresh paints, and I've got I want to do kind of a Dutch pour with the sheleeart pouring mediums, and I've got a bunch of new colors mixed up, and so I guess we're ready to just get started. Let's see, let me get my filler paint over here. I'm using Brite Tone as my varnish. I use 1 part Brite Tone to 3 parts Glidden Premium, and Glidden Premium paint, and that's the untinted base that you mix the colors with. And then I've got Glidden Premium, just regular white house paint for my pillow, and I add about that much GAC 800 to it, and it works very well. Let's see how I'm going to do this one. Okay, I'll pour this in the middle. And then, yeah, for the colors, it's, like I said, 1 part Brite Tone to 3 parts of the untinted base. And the cell activator, I've branched out with that. I've been doing, using just white, and then I started adding also some different colored cell activators, just using the paint and Floetrol, 1 part paint to 3 parts Floetrol, and that works really well also. And this time I'm going to add a little silicone to the cell activator and see what that does, because I'm just curious. And let's see. I'm just going to pour this, or make this kind of spread out a little bit. There's a little piece of gunk on there. I'm finding little pieces of stuff on this, and they don't always come up. They're little, sometimes they're little indentations, I mean little pieces of, little imperfections, I should say, in the wood, and I keep wanting to pick them out, and they don't come out. But some of them do. They're little pieces of sawdust, and I dusted this off, but still seeing them a little bit here and there. They come out real easy though. Alright, let's see, we're about ready to get started here. I could have done this first, but I knew I was going to be talking for a little bit anyway. This time I'm going to use some Liquitex Primary Blue as my first color. I get some water because these have kind of thickened up a little bit, which Liquitex will do if left sitting. That's one thing I know about Liquitex, is it will thicken up. With any pour medium, it will thicken up if it sits. You have to be careful about that. But I've got this primary blue, and then I've got a Master's Touch fluorescent pink that I want to use, because the first ones of these blooms I ever saw that I really liked were mixed like that. They were the fluorescents, and they were really pretty, and I have yet to try any of them, so I decided today was the day. I may put a squirt of silicone in these colors too, just see what that does. I haven't ever tried any silicone in any of this before, but I think I put a drop or two in these colors that I'm using today. And to see what happens. Can't hurt to experiment. I always experiment. I love to do that. Never know what you're going to find out. And I found out some really neat things by experimenting, so I think it's a real good idea. And I've added some water to these colors. Not very much, but just a little bit here and there. Because they needed it. It's still pretty thick. And I use a good bit of, I make a pretty big circle, as you can see. Might as well just put the rest of that on there. Can't do much else with it. Alright. Now, this bright tone, as I have said before, it is very bubbly. See those big old bubbles? It has lots of bubbles. That's one thing that I'll say about it. Good or bad, it's got lots of bubbles. And I guess it's kind of bad for our circumstances. So, I end up torching mine. But I torched mine anyway, so it's no big deal to me. I have had no ill results from doing that. It works just fine. No problems. Now, whether or not to put something in the center of that other than the black. I was going to put a little yellow or maybe just a splash of yellow. Just for grins. Now, this is the black pouring medium. This is Amsterdam paint, and it's black. And I've added just the silicone. And it was made with, you know, 1 part paint to 3 parts Floetrol. Alrighty. It's kind of my table is kind of slanted and it's moved a little bit on me. Okay. Okay. That's pretty. I like the black. There's some sales this time. That's one thing I will say with my mix. I have not had a whole bunch of sales up until now. I see some sales in this one. I like putting that silicone in there. I think I'm going to do that from now on. I think that helps. Certainly doesn't hurt. See all those cells down there at the bottom? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pour some of them off, but there's some at the top too. Sorry, I know I'm trying to figure out how to angle this thing. I don't want to pour those cells off. I like those. I love the bright tone. I think it is wonderful. Sorry, I'm trying to get away where I keep messing up trying to show this to y'all. I'm just kind of swirling the paint around a little bit to let it do what it's going to do. That's really cool, those cells at the bottom. I like that. I gotta fix that place where my hand's been. Right over there. Now I'll just straighten it back up, because I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty cool. Dang it, I messed it up again. I don't want those little marks where my fingers were. I gotta pour some paint over them. Alright. Just a second. I know y'all can't see good when I turn it like that, but I'm trying to see if this is, I want that black spot to be kind of centered, and I can't tell any other way. That is pretty, I think. I'm going to torch it real quick, get rid of the air bubbles. I've had no ill effects from torching. I have, in fact, it helps with cells, just like it always does. But you can see there's some more cells that have formed just since I've been torching it. I don't do it for very long, usually just a brief, little scatter around. Just enough to, to go over things. Alright, now I'm gonna get y'all down so y'all can see it close. And I'll show you these other two that are dry, 2 or 3 that are dry, from the other day. Okay, this one is dry. Now, it has not been resined yet. Here's just a regular pour from the other day, and here's the other that one was a swipe. Here is a little square one. There's actually a couple of them. Those are all with the Brite Tone. I have tried acrylic, polyacrylic. I have tried Josana. This works the best. Alright, let me let y'all see up close. My camera's doing that blurry thing it's been doing. I'll turn this light off. That helps a little bit sometimes. But it's really blurry. Sorry, I don't know why it's doing that. It really takes away from what I wanted you to see. I don't know if you can see the cells or not really well. Well, you can. There they are. There's some. Alright. Well, y'all can let me know what you think, but I think these CRAFTNIQUE Brite Tone ones are the best. And I like adding my silicone. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate y'all being here every time you're here, all the time. I've got lots of other content out there. There's a bunch more bloom videos. There's just some regular paint pouring, some stained glass, and some resin art. So check them out. Like I said, I appreciate you being here. Have a good day.